أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم. Fellow Gambians, brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Mo jamaa betara larine. A lot of people, it's Thursday. I'm sure most people are running to office. And a lot of people are not yet up in the other parts of the world. Just a quick message, an opinion as an individual, a citizen, and in my capacity as a human being and a Gambian. I would like to just speak to some of these happenings currently in the country, some very unfortunate and genuinely intended, some very highly politically motivated, and some just out of, pretense, and in other cases, some kind of trying to seek public attention. As a Gambian, I would like to speak mostly in local language because I take this very seriously, and as a citizen, as a Gambian, as an individual with opinions and rights to freedom of expression and association, I feel I need to put forward my views very responsibly and in a way to remind those that might have forgotten about the laws and some institutions that need to be treated very carefully. And in this particular case, the police. Lafta min fola Gambian ole drong nal konton diro kola ko kuole be kere mini alonko wato do ijahalol kawara nata dron pour nga kacha nga kuma dantam fay o cold. Gambia Police Force. Bolom Gambia la police olu institutional mi alonko akumata back bankola tenkungu bankola yirwa anim bankola tilim police olu doku le sot mi alonko bankola luwale doku nyin dila ye symbole soto mi alonko bankola constitutional ani luwalu wale nyin sembo dila puri aje ko kairo nin tenkungu ay sabati banko kan puri aje ko banko e sabati feo nin atuma ko amanta ku amanke siloti nga kata nga be sambaning silola incidental sotota mini alon ko kunun anin kunun ko mini alon ni kuyal sotota je barinto lafta min fola dro wolem kuo ku naketa fondin kewdu albe kuo kuto albe kuo ku kekam banko kan nga kata nga sambani silola nga kata nimbakela nga hakilol tu kuol to mini alonko mbe kuol minkela ibe wulula ni be kuo kela i jompita kono imay mira a kuose mune wuluno wato do ase kuulu mi alonko ite ma ngania wato do ase kuulu mi alonko wosete fa mantora wala e teri wala e sinyo mantora fo janning alkiyama lolum wo regret solu wal kanale wal nene buka bono ite marila so lafta min fola do wala min diko polisolu do ko le bebu polisolu luwale sembo dila one of the things mini alonko wala responsibility di walam ka loi enforce they enforce the law and their responsibilities are big because when it comes to protection of properties and lives, police all la doko awarta je back. Nim police all benyola. Gambianolu funding kewlu. Alanga hakilol tu nga police all bunya nge horoma. Nil manke alien solti, e manke luntangolti, e manke wandi molti. Nil mum fangola broda soleti mfulangolu, neminu bota kafu killing, neminu bota sate killing, neminu bota korda killing. Adu minkumayata obet, nimminu bota si killing ni bota dina killing ni bota kono killing ñilimu wallati ye uniform wala dum itolle le decision ota ko kamol niolu anila property le la jorangole la nafulol ka tanka ntol lafta wole ke na dokuwote dol ben kono ntol lafta kala engineer leti dol ben kono ntol lafta kala medical doctor leti ngata jara lol dol ben kono ntol lafta kala businessman leti dol ben kono ntol lafta nosi yalla ntol lafta tala senol ndol be nganna dokuwo ta lafta lola damen banko kan banko e tolla nyim broda solni na sister wolko I laftale momo bela dokula ye tanka je inioto anila nafulo woto wo modu kuwo kube kere nyantale nga hakilol nga long mo jamal ka finti ika fitino sambanang ika tenkumbali afundindi amanke ko ye police le kong wali ye political motivation ne soro wala mansa kunda mimbe siring mansa mimbe siring wal fata wala malla fala itol ye fe ofenje itol bela fala kata silo kam force kono ka mansa kunda boy so police la do ko lam ka kairo nin tenkun sabadinde banko kan at all cost, and this is what we have to understand, at all cost. And at all cost sometimes niyo se tuje femol se kasara je femol se tiñaje barama jawol se kije police la do ko lo at all cost. Bari ndelafta mim fola ngal dani alanin kilay nim police ko alnga keteng alnga kewo nyama ali loyal jele loyal bijang ali jojol jele jojol bijang. We have a police institution. This is independent of the government. We have the judiciary. Of course, it's part of the government, but very independent of the government. Very independent of the government. Just like we have the legislature. But these are all government. Mose nendiroke nyao nya. Jojol mumansa kundaleti. Government. Very simple. That is government 101. More Belenyanda understand. Government has these branches: the judiciary, the executive, and the legislature. Judiciary is not a country of its own. It's not a government of its own. It's still part of the greater government system. The legislature, the executive, and the judiciary. Nyilel mumanza kundat. Abenya atonko, President His Excellency Adama Barrow. You know what judicial interference is. Bankula judiciary sembo mawara la manza keoti. Wo banku te kering. Judiciary la independence mansale ka wo guarantee manza keo. Aduwa la independent balia manza keo le ka wo guarantee. Ni mansa lafta judiciary te independent billa te independent la. Na lafta independent abe independent la. Falba bayla la nala tam banda fomene bekela abe kela. Gambia, we know what judicial interference means. And we know what judicial independence is by now. Under Sadauda, a lot of you have seen. Jamale aje, judicial independence benyadil. Yaya jamela mansakunda, sanji mwani mfula. Jojo lufoy independent, a foy ka judgment ke with the interference of the state. Ngaolon. Not President Adama Barrow Koto. We know what judicial interference is. And we know what judicial independence is under Adama Barrow. Ndelafta mimfola mole Honeybee Police. Gambia Police Force alnga loye. Nge support, nge topoto. Molu kana hormanta yani kulubale ya tiling. Mfangol la broda sol na sister la mini alonko. Ye uniform ol dung purukan na fulol ni niol tankandi at all cost. Bankola luwa sembodi wallela. Alinga stop nka polisol kelendi. Alinga stop nka polisol kelendi. Alinga stop ka fitino dundi nim polisol tema. Sako ni bela dokuola. Mote keri mfana. Mimbala dokuo kenola 100% ama mistake o sotoje. Wote kela. But sinya jalle Gambia polisol ka mistake oke in major cases. Woman siya. Gambia Police Force is one of the most competent police forces in the world. albe tulun kam fenne la mi alon ko almanya na tulun nada president anala partio is a totally different case. Police institutions are independent. Wala tinna foebe opposition, foebe government, mobe kata police, and they treat your cases in most cases very fairly. 99% all cases are treated fairly. In fact, under Barrow, Fonkatanka Filko, the police is even against the government. At some point, we have those feelings. But we respect the police because the moment you interfere, the moment you render a police force irrelevant, useless, billahi, atolle benyim banko bulalale boraleta, aleta banda aleta siwandia. Mafo alkana la partial support, mafo mandara politique la jam. Mafo alkana la political support. Ale views means of the mafo alkane express mafo. But alla police institution wala bunya. You need this police institution there. You need these men and women in uniform. Be careful of the way you are treating your police service. Be careful. Allah brothers na Allah sisters mimbe uniform okon. Banko le sembo dealer, lua le sembo dealer. Ko Allah make sure. Hanna to mete Mario, iraite Mario, tonya bebulu, silo le bije nyanda mintabal. Hanna to me bolota. Ni mantani silo la ila o bolo kang. Police ol bafole minke mantani silo. Now on this specific matter, wolo usenu bojanna kodi, nene ma diamala, nene ma kumofo, nene ma usenu bojanna kumofo, nene mang a mention dulato ala case, kabiri mo fa keta. Funding ke odo fada, o mundela neboldi, kiti wan manjako liya, John Dingonying, mim fada je, o muntola neboldi, o fama John, o ning Andrew nyol nim Vicente nyolu. These are my relatives, I would say. Very close neighbors. I mean can tell ala drone alone. Dindingonyin tolle nga kulu. Police boy o min fata kiti. O mun tolla neboldi. It's my neighbor. I have never publicly explained or said a thing on the matter because it's one of the most difficult chapters of our history. Do I agree with everything that happened? Do I agree with everything that comes from perhaps government institutions? Do I agree with how the case is handled? Those are personal opinions. And as soon as cases are at the court of law, especially Nibe Mansakunda, it's always advisable ye da kasala, ye day, because Jojo Fanamu Mansakundality. Judiciary mu mansa kundalete. Adu nyi mansa kunda ndolle tam. For député yalombang, for judiciary lom, for executive lom, mansa kunda bebe president le koto. Abe mu mansa kundalete. So nin case bitakang, a case as sensitive and as rare as this one. Because kabirinde wuluta, nene ma moy na baluoto. Eko e police ol bunki dole ye fa. Nene ma moy. Woto nyin case nte nyino sinya follow di kabiri wuluda ngaje Gambia banko kanja. Akake dunia dulalto tari. Bari kiti yo keta nyamen amanke nena majoti dunia dulato. Adatol modol mini alon ka albe Gambia e bantala albe sirinje alie londo sodo albe dindingol sukusukula albe bankol minkan. These are normal situations. Kuoku nana to follow a first time is always very difficult. But these are normal things. I don't want to speak to the specificities of this case. But one thing I can tell you, Gambia police force has, when it comes to major crimes, 95% success rate. At least 95% success rate. Near more fanyim bankoka. 95% of the time, ikemuta. They capture you. 95% of the case, you are captured. Near more fanyim bankoka. 95% of the case, near more fanyim bankoka. Police all kemuta. So, Kafoko Usenu ima sorong. Aning Usenu Bojang is innocent are two different cases. Again, ndemalafka diamu nyinade. Barindenga Gambia police milong Gambia police force kabira kumasta for B. Ye Gambia police force de ko mole mofa ya mari nyining bari ye ming muta ya samba kitiola is a wrong person. Ali message yo samba nyanang kabirin 1965. How many times le okeda? Al sala kilo to the nalbe diamula. Al se political party all support. Mam balangola. Baralal hakilotu. Al ka kumasif al min for police olie. Because sama fembina mi alonko atol fangol be involve la de. Al sala kilotu. Madame be baluoto. Fewo feye follow dulale soto. Aka fulanjan soto. Aka sabanjan soto. Nyindo alama ale an kisa ay danyina. But adama altide. Alta Gambia police force la history to. For those of us that are educated, for those of us that are statisticians, for those of us that are data scientists, for those of us that believe in data, for those of us that believes in the records, Alta Gambia police force la success rate jibe. Of a wrongful arrest. Ko karile mofa baringa momi muta. Nga samba kiti yola for 2 years is a wrong person. Eka oja tubabu du leto. Mang resources soto de. Mang, we are not that advanced in technology. But I can tell you that we have one of the best police forces, especially when it comes to dealing with crime and serious crimes. We have one of the most successful police forces. Alin kana blanketly ngane jowianing hasidia nga wulidro ngata konkan na police lelta nke doya nke disrespect nka hormanta yani malbal ya itandila because they are under a government we do not like. Police force is an independent institution in the government, just like judiciary is. Alnga hakilol to what? Janika diamunde nkana I'm here and I'm speaking. And I'm speaking very sincerely because alien tolon tonya fo anin tilimo na balu ngake because ngalon kombita alaya ndamma mo buka kodidina mo tembalundla so disrespect ni horomanta ya and I don't care about that. I don't need me left and kelen lafana yena siloka because nka fo mole mbe wuldim kundukela mol bari wol dol ngawol bulaje. I am speaking as a Gambian and as a young person. Allah stop kamola police oltake horomantaya. Alabula. In case, I'm sure it will come because what you are requesting is very genuine. I am closer to one of the victims than all of you that are shouting here. I told me nonsense or fola. I don't nyim victim olu. Police all nyim killing ye mimfa. Wala korda kabirin number 1 for last person. Momang Adama Barrow support more than those people. One of the police officers here, Mimfa, Kitty 1, Gomez Kunda, Andrew Nyolia, Wolnyong Adama Barrow support al tekeri. So, atolman, you don't love those children more than those people. Mini alonko, wallela nephew, wallela niece, wallel dingo father. Atolman, yin dindingol yin police ol kanuwati. Atolman, Gambia Police Force Kanu, President Adam Baroning, NPP, the victims. Atolman Usainu Bojang Kanu, more than us as Gambians. Some of you don't even like Usainu Bojang. You are just going after, just to create nonsense in the streets. Al mantra Usainu Bojaye, al mantra justice ye, atol mantra feyena manke. You just hate this government, and that we see. Naliake, we can speak to who is genuine and who is not. Because we know each other. It's a very small country. So Al Salon control we are waiting. We want to respect the law. We want to give due process. But Gambia Police Force Al World Bula. Al Semuruno Lamin J Daboyale. Kabirin yin case keda. Ye Usenu Muta. Yana Bari Musumuta. Ndesa foyen senkali alala. Gambia Police Force. Ye bulo chodile koetele mofa. Billahi wallahi tallahi nina kaburote ma ni ma fa yalo ne mi afa. Me I can tell you. Ato ala bulaka tulung mola police la. There is a difference though. Moka mo fanole. Moka mo rape nole. In fact, let me give you a very recent example. Mo kewe muso rape keo. I didn't mereng rape Gambia. A man, an elderly person, didn't mereng aya rape Gambia jam. Jojo ya accused and discharged for lack of sufficient evidence. Nico Luato, we do not have sufficient evidence does not mean the person is innocent. Police oyala investigation oka along kwetele mo fatate kamanang. And I would also want to ask, why would Gambia police force, out of all the human beings that are in this country, just go after Usainu Bojang? Just out of everybody in this country. Gambia police force la professionalism Benjamin. Who in the police has any bonds to settle with Usainu Dabo? With Usainu Bojang? Who? What is so special about him that Gambia police force will be so useless, and all that it will do is just out of all this ilamo sababe keteng ye wuli manta monoma iko ngata nga Usainu Bojang damamuta atele mofa. And for 2 good years altale police on go atol dol min be diamula al bakilim fakilin broda solu ibijele al bakilim fakilin dokolu ibe police le. Some of them are not even with the NPP. They don't support the government. Janal ka bula police all no aliye kuma nonsense all ke alal hakilol. Alal hakilol na police all to. Again, ba repeat la. Some of you probably watch these documentaries on Netflix. I think it's important we widen our horizon of understanding of the world, especially of justice. Yes, mistakes were made probably by the police in rearresting and arresting. But you see, as a government, the police is not us. The police is just an institution involving everybody. Adama Barola support al-Bije. Hussein Dabola support al-Bije. Mama Kandela support al-Bije. Talib Bensouda la support al-Bije. Doyle support al-Bije. That is the police. Just like National Assembly and Judiciary. So, and by the way, and I would say this, by the way, we may not agree with Justice Gitteh. In fact, the flip is the case. It would have been something else. All our cases, we all know these are major cases. Justice Gitteh and Bali Bela. He had Justice Gitteh, every single case that is major, Hassan Jallow will go and give it to Justice Gitteh. And almost all of our cases, he will throw them out. You think we agree with them? We do not. We don't. But our police, we have seen situations where killers were acquitted and discharged in the most advanced countries. I have watched several documentaries on Crime Watch. It's on Netflix. Go check. In the United States and in Canada, where killers were taken to court. The police knew that these are the killers, and very, very sure they are the killers. Sometimes they do not have enough of evidence to even press charges. Police saw people, many along they are killers. They know they are killers. But the law requires you to prove your cases beyond reasonable doubt. And sometimes police cannot even press charges. They know he's the killer. Billahi, he is the killer. Or she is the killer. But they cannot even take you to court because they do not have sufficient evidence to press charges against you. In some cases, they take the matter to court But the judges will say, you have not proven the case beyond reasonable doubt. But the fact that you have not proven the case beyond reasonable doubt does not bloody mean that the suspect is innocent. And we respect that. If the police believes that this killer is released by the courts, but is still the killer, it is the responsibility of the police to go after anybody who commits a crime in a state and bring the person to the justice system. Police all, they enforce that law. Luako, momo e mo fa, ni mo fa ta banko kang. Fali e kiskisiroke jumale a fa, aliya samba kiti yola. Police all la do ko lomboti. Police all wato do. Ikalan ne ko etele mo fa. Bari dalilol mi alon ko iba sodo la dalilol iye CDA. Foye CDA ro sodo ye evidence sodo. Ko karle karifa. Bar nima o sodo enough. Police ol buke samba kiti yola wo jamal leka yalon ko nyine mo fa bari yelu alon ne ni tada kiti dula jojol be nyinin kala mene yalon so ni ma wo dalilol wo evidence man jama so re buke sambano dol bije ika evidence so to bara buka sia ise samba but their evidence may be weak yeta jojo ko eko okay ali again even in the case of Justice Gitteh amafoko this boy is innocent. Ako. Ale dalilol min sammanan kiti dula. Allah sedolu. Amang convince luato man alman convince alman dalilol sammanan minu koita ferko nyinne faroke. What is normal anywhere is very ordinary. But the police only alone adun tol ben alon luato police on la do kuolem ye nyim police fulol min fa or any other person ye min fa. Ko ntol police la do ko lam pour ka nyini jumale afa nga mari sambanang luwa ya busa won police la do ko nim police le momi identify Gambia jay ko tele mofa billahi 99% itela fa Gambia police force ni tate la tariko ni e mo kemele muta ko nyille le mo faake tan kononto ni kononto abe police le toñale foje Gambia jang ila history to so nga o history jibe la o success ila o history kendo nga o jibe nga na all of a sudden a serious crime like this one ndol ko police ol be wulial because mamman sakunda like al nga hormanta ya bula al nga bula ka police ol disrespect yes iko jojo ko ye boyo bulale imanya na arrest la he should not be arrested again. That's okay. One man sembe soro ni jojo mean for jojo fanamuluati oldi. I cannot say anything. And probably police made mistake. But what is wrong with making a mistake? Who does not make a mistake? Human beings, tell me. Who does not make a mistake? We have seen in fact cases mini alonko. Dunia kono jam. Molka mol soron sanji talulu. After 50 years, yenae dalila koyol so de ko ha nga moming arresting. No, tonyanda atenda atema mofa. Ye bula. Adama di ato mistake don't found them at our level. How many times do we make mistakes? How many times? Hasidol nim fasikolu. Well tell la mwela de. Barin kam minu for hakil mal bel la mwela. Alin kanan na police all disrespect because he mantra manza kunda support ka. Alin abula. Nde mbe manza kundale. Mbe olto dokuwa. Bari nye usenu case nying. Nena man fem foje. Nena man police all support. Nena man judiciary support. Nena man justice system support je. Nena man ngandele tuk. Because mol le fat. Adu mini e fa. Fonge fundundi. Mini e fa fonge fundindi de. So what needs to be done is alanga hakiloltu. Alse kamfa. Nal termalom usenu bojanti. You can get angry. You can feel sad. Nal termalom. But al police all too. Yela do kulk. So police all, whatever they are wrong, that one we will see what happens. Bari al kamfa da nyao nya. Al kanata al kalnim police all leka fitness siloka. Amam better. It's not good. The rest, you want the killers to be arrested. I can assure you, and I can assure you, Gambia police force will get the killers. But one thing you need to know is you have to stop at one. You are either with the laws or you are against the law. And if you are with the law, sometimes it gets very complicated. Sometimes it gets very nasty. Sometimes killers, people that are killers, sometimes you don't get them for almost God knows how many years. It can take a decade. Boy, can you stay around, please? Alanga hakilo tunna police on who killed the cops, who killed the police has that responsibility. Ni kale nyine afa. Alkane sosode. Gambia police. And again, I will repeat this point. Mola Tonya Moya, Anala Wulia Fo. You look at records. Some of you are anti-government. And anything that gives you opportunity, kanaka, manzakundaka, kuma nonsense all for manzakundal bafal. And that part ndolfana to accept la jam. Momona de koeka manzakundal neng. Ibe bula coming albe komal ka manzakunda atol malibalol balkonal nyom mo malibali horomanta ol te caring. We are not going to accept those things. This is our government. We were voted in by Gambians, and these Gambians still support us until we finish our term in office. We go back to the people. When they give us authority again, we continue to rule under the dynamic leadership of our president. Nimala Fiola, leave this country, because it is the masses, the majority, that carries the vote. That is democracy. So any opportunity mean that, and the police is aware of that. Malafi fitno wala nantolngande, but you don't have more support than us in the streets. You don't. So don't come in for wrong. Anga nyo bunya, anga nyo respect. Ikafok Adam Barrow is a dictator. Atol man kende. You don't know what dictatorship is, but in fact you know. Albe horomanta yani malibali Allah. But atol le alo what dictatorship is. You know what police brutality. Bilato le olong. You know what police brutality is. Ning ayatumako. Yaya jammele be manse ala nyimbanko kan. Ye kidota yala police fula fa. Police fula ye fa. Ye do baranya jaw. Police ole muta. Jani kata kiti olot. Probably Usenu would have died by today. Usenu Boja Nying. He would have been dead by today. Natuma yaya jammela mansa kundalo nyinti. But you see, regardless of what happened, Nsita in the judiciary, you have all been very happy with Gitteh. Justice Gitteh and Nengoning Doya Mining Kuma Jawol for Mansa Kundai. We respect him. But Kumo Dol Bije Ayol Fon Tolier. Justice Gitteh Fana mostly he shouldn't have told that to us. But sometimes, you could even think, Justice Gitteh is even anti-government. But we will never say that. Because, the way and manner in which he was kind of, I will not say disrespecting, but the way he was lashing at government, the way he was, the way, at human level. But he's a judge, we respect him. Justice Gitteh doya minke mansa kundala. I kumo min for mansa kundala usien la kuoto. And at the same time, this man is a suspect. The kind of judgment he delivered. And at that same point, giving him a suspected killer of 2 cops. Ka bail tiala. Just $50,000. Bail. $50,000 is sorority. Bond. Just 50. Molka tai fenge ka Willie Keme ikadila. A suspected killer. 50,000. That is like for us as human beings, that is a direct insult to those that were killed. But we respect it. 50,000. A killer, a suspected killer. $50,000. Sorry. I will dialogue. after I Mansakunda Neng, Nimbe Diata Abe for Mansakunda. That is judicial independence. Yeah, Jamela Mansakunda Neng, Imu Jojo. So there is difference between a dictatorship and democracy. Ali Hormanta ya diamol bula against our government. Ndol we want to guarantee, and we have, and we will continue to guarantee the rights, the freedoms of every single Gambian, so long as we remain the custodians of our supreme rules, of our supreme government. We will continue to do that. President Adam Barrow has no vested interest in this, other than the fact that law enforcement officers were killed in cold blood, and a competent institution made a pursuit and captured that individual. In the interim, mistakes can happen. The right person getting a raw judgment. What is everywhere in this world? But the Kandola police will discredit, to disrespect the police. Maybe the prosecutors did the wrong thing at the Ministry of Justice. I don't know. But in the latter coup killing now, Gambia police force near more faketa ye bulo chodila. Billahi mben kalla alala. Mario Mienda. Gambia police hall. Ye moe fa. Ye bulo chodila. Billahi wallahi tallahi. 95% of the time, italak. That I can tell you from the records, from history. I trust that police force, and we will continue to support them. We know they make mistake, just like any of you in the civil, in journalism. Alka wuli alfole, alko karifa dadra karimanfa. In the journalist olu, alka wuli alfo janne, ye kari ketanne, ye nyinkodi kara suta atra tonyante. How many times do you report stories that are bloody nonsense? Journalists olu. In fact, activists, oppositions, or government supporters, pretending to be journalists. How many times have you been doing that? Journalists will fall bukok. Mansakunda do kulal. Atol ka mistake jallelik. Anywhere you are. Foimu soldier or the foimu judge or the foimu police already. How many times do you make mistakes? Our police they might misstep in one of their situations. And this is a very sensitive case. And we commend the judiciary for what they have done. We may not agree with it. We must secure conviction. We must secure justice for those that got killed. I can tell you, Gambia Police Force, we trust you, we respect you. Adun, Mina Police Holdo. You have to set an example. For you, President Baroleti, for another president nom, for NPP government nom, for another government nom, alal fangol bunya police. Minu bal kono atol minu benyil kono. Atol leke pinol dia because albuka barola Mansakunda support. Some of you try to undermine the authority in the police in the name of being an opposition. You make difficult the work of your own institution. Alal hakilo tu olto. But niyo botaje, alkana som moyal fair. Banko elu al di alade. You are the last chance. Law enforcement. Dunia banku tije. Minka Cairo Soto. Without an effective, robust, and respected law enforcement. Wo dunia banku tije. Mokan al fair. Mokan al fair de. Mokana al fair. Fonga nyimfo. Mokana al fair. Horomantaya mokana itandal. Stand your grounds, Gambia Police Force. Use as much force as necessary to get back your respect. Mokanal fair. You are law enforcement. You are the last hope for any democracy. Whether somebody is innocent, somebody is guilty, that is a whole different thing. But the police all mutaka ke disrespecting. Every Tom, Dick and Harry wants to think that the police is the most useless institution. Police or Alkana song. Alkana song. Don't agree. Do not agree. Ndanga diamo minge hakili mal wali alo nenkamimfu. Mokana police olu albala. Let's see where it's going to end. And those of you miniga miracle, by going out, by this your attitude, you'll bring down Barrow's government. We can assure you one thing. Going forward, every single leader, by the grace of Allah, in this country will leave power through ballot box, free and fair election, and will also be in power through democratic process, ballot, free and fair election. Atol minka diamu, atol minka wuri, atol minka findi, alman nafulo soto molti, alman badingol soto molti, alman fatia molti, alman fere soto molti, alman karam molti, alkaje ko malal kamimira, molbe lorimbe luwa bunyala, barnal tata alie luwa sambato e ponda alkalba tinyala, ale police tinyala, amal alla sembo, wale benyi mansa kunda dilala, albe mistake olla de, nse ofalie. We will be indecent. We're just showing you that we can be rude, we can be indisciplined. Adu mode kunwalanna. Alnganna police ol bunya nga mansa kunda bunya. Na alman laf mansa kundal. You have 1 billion platforms to go to. Tell the people that vote how bad this government is. Tell the people that vote how terrible and corrupt and dictatorial this government is. And people will start laughing at you. Minka kijang. Nita munyamato, nita kumomantama. Moli alone what dictatorship is. They've lived it 22 years. And some of you actually want that same dictatorship to be back here. But in Dolbe Mimfola, you have your freedoms of speech. You have your freedoms of expression. Your freedoms of association. Your freedoms of assembly. Exercise them with respect and with decorum. That is all we are appealing for. And when the judges say leave, leave. When the police say stop, stop. Police all they have that right. Nicola, I'll say. They know why they are saying that. Nin Jojo kal mobula. Atol bebe wurla altata kon Jojo ya bula le muna ne manson na bula. Jojo elu alata ko ala bula. Police all they are working on the same laws. You call janjang albojang. Alkalde police all la ya marota la albe Jojo la ya marota. Because ale police all ya bule. Nte son na wala. Police all alkana so wala. Constitutional me sembo di Jojo la. Mbeke bunya. Wo constitutional e sembo di police all. Adu nyante bunya la alfana. Nin Jojo ko al Usenu bula. Police all Usenu muda. Adol ka albita police all no. Alta da police all no. Police all kala al janja al kaltoke. Jojo e min fal ko police all yoke. Police all e min fo katol ya katol take. And police are also an authority. Woman better. Woman better. At the end of the day, we are all Gambians. Sometimes, we get angry, but we are brothers and sisters. You go to places. My cousins, my nieces are in UDP. Some of my brothers are in the opposition. Some of them. Some of my own brothers, blood brothers, are in the opposition. Some of my nieces and nephews, they are in the opposition. Some of my neighbors are. My friends are. So Nadol Kalben Molgela, you want to see people as enemies, as evil. And you know, 1-to-1, you and I, we drink attire every day. I've never stolen an orange from your farm. I've never stolen a fowl. I've never taken your goat. I've never insulted you in the streets. But because I support the president, I am evil. Because I support Barrow, I am an animal. Knowing Gitteh, Ibama, sometimes your mom is supporting that Barrow. Your brother, your cousin is supporting Barrow. But you leave all of them at home. You come out here to insult Barrow and insult Gitteh and insult those that are supporting the president. Excluding your family. Some of you are Benden and Kanjam. Your brothers are in NPP. Your brothers, some of you, your mothers support NPP. Some of your uncles support NPP. Dolbal kon al fama ka Barrow la support. Dolbal kon al bamañol ka Barrow la support. Dolbal kon al la broda sol al nimini bota bakili fakili ka Barrow la support. Dolbal kon al la uncle soli ka Barrow la support. Baral ko bola nan suwo kono nimtol na da alien tol bane. Al bamañol bije wol ka Barrow la support. Al famañol al la uncle ñol. Baral binal be kulubale al tidina mollaja. Molta kala de nde sonna. So all police or respect. That is what I have to tell you. And I again say it. Alinyada jibeku. mbukata monoma bari alkana song aliyalong ale modol so minula alnga hakilol tu nyoto ale modol solo de ibe sabarli nga ke be deri alkana so modolu ale so ke kende ya minule ye yitandi alimbe luwa bunya demokrasi ndimo mimbijang mbe nga nene mo bebe balula ibe mansa nenna ibe polisol nenna ibe député nenna ibe jojol nenna fenti yete buka minne ibita ibe parele ibite lala ntolle nga o guarantee as a government ntolle nga o guarantee we are the ones in charge and we want to continue guaranteeing it. That is our objective. We don't want anybody to be treated, to be arrested, or to have something done to them bad. And we don't even want the police to throw stones at you. Malafal, almuna brothers solid. We are brothers. We are a very small country. Ye dol barama nyindula. Wal ninte ka football ol kenyoka. Yo dol barama. Wal ninte mutero let. Dol bije. Wal be opposition party oldo. Wal ninte temo minkata maje alale along. Dol bije. Wal sometimes ninte sula da fen. Nga ole commandi they run my errands. Niol dola bulol kono jibe. Ibe yellow le taraje UDP. Ni ajan kawal for their half brothers. You find yellow blood there. Those are some of those people. Are my boys, mini alonko, they are my friends. If I need very important things, they are the ones that run them for me. They are my brothers, they are my neighbors. Ni walleka si, nga ataya ming, nga jele. Outside of politics, we solve each other's problems. We do great things for each other. We don't want things to go and turn into enmity. And that is bad. That's what we don't want. Some of you anti-government supporters are becoming very aggressive. Young people. We are very brave government supporters too. And we have more reasons to be aggressive because fismanteale bembulu. And sometimes you want to get killed. Or you want to kill because of those. But in Tolman la fiola. Fismantea bendole bulu. Mansakunda diatale. Fismantealem, alala nemolem, alala yirwalem. Niya soto. Wala na mol kaka dictator di ka mol fa, ka mol soron, ka mol bute. Ka mol bay banko kan. Puri etu mara lola. Ta arabolia, ta banko. Wala na mol kaka dictator. Because man se diatan. So nimmo be aggressive la. Anyanda kelan tolleti. Baral to nya fo. Al Gambia jibali ajibe jumalel ka aggressive. Jumalel ka jarinte ay kamera ko, you know, ye penko la fali penko. Ha? Alala ton tala. Mbemu funding ke oleti nganyo kanu nyimbanko kan. But atol left alben tol nenna wrong because we belong to a different system than you. Manke nyo jawti. Para albe kumo be fanan tolma. Albe mol nenna wrong. Albe kuma jawol fala. Alba alfawol kamfandila. Al kamera ka atul le fisiata ala atul dale and you know atul le fisiata multi minuka baro support. Ala bula. We don't want to get to that level. Al nganyo bunya nganyo chroma. Government is government. At the end of the day, we are the same people. Huh? But opposition boys, Al kamintilin dollar in government, I'm unfair. It's not fair. How do we fan back because Sembo bento level, we don't want to be viewed bad. We don't want to turn into violent. We don't want to, and we have the state machinery behind us. But we don't want to do that. Mol jibe, alina Facebook jibe, mo jalebe banendiro la jam. Inata nendiro drongi bola, ndebuke down. I can block all of them. Imagine nintela nga nyinke la Facebook. Imagine. I have an opinion. Atol dol tadal al finditale police ol baneng. Al finditale mansakunda baneng. Al finditale ale mobe bana al tat. Mandia, mungala post soldier. You think I didn't see your post? I saw your post. Ale entol be baneng because we support government. Ale mansakunda be baneng. Ale police ol be baneng. Ale institutional be baneng because of this case. Al tata sino ale ala ko filming. Al sino ta falka horondo. We saw it everywhere. Albe TikTok, albe kumon. We didn't complain. Atol mo kilimo albina albe mbanena because I'm expressing my opinion. Ala bula, I'm better. You know, nin kelolom individually, alma mol no kelola, alma mol no fitinola, al sembo ma wara molti, albalu nyal man multi. Even outside of government. Janim be kana manzakunda ali aloneko. People are living alnimbe don't be alnimbe party killing. Dol balkono. Ndole ka also ma fa somola. Some of you. Ndole ka also ndawalola. Some of you. Billah wala tal. Nkal dingol mako karambu njolto. You know that. Some of you. Nalla salol sida ndole ka. We still have you. We do all of that. We are still not in the same thing. But well before we came into government. It is not the government. So saying, in case al police will bulela doko, ndelafto all fulani. But now after finola, the country must be peaceful. And it is the responsibility of government to keep the country peaceful. The rest, ninkam vada minkam alhaketu. If we say things that are wrong, alhaketu. Things are very tough right now with the way people are treating the police. And I don't like it. Not all man bad in sort. I have brothers in police. Not the same mom and dad. But I have friends in police, and I respect them. They are fantastic brothers. I have brothers in law enforcement. And I'm sure some of you do. Ne police or ne police or banning. Ite bakilim fakilim yo be police. Ye police or banning, ite barin na best friend be police. Ajareta. Ibe police or bunna berol. Police or kala ala bula. Ima for Allah after minna te kela ima off. And look at it, they have released the boy. And after minna, let violence be last resort. But you guys want to resort to violence. First option, violence. That is the worst thing. First resort. At all, hey, let's meet. Let's go and demonstrate. Protest. Let's go and protest. First resort. At all, everything. You know, and few of you, you want to resort to. Let protest and violence be the last resort. Sometimes I'll know gadabal okay boys. I'll know gadabang. Some of you are international relations students. Some of you are political science students. Sometimes you get more respect when you are civil than when you are violent. I'll know gada this team that keeps protesting GALA or any other team. Sometimes keep each other together. Try diplomacy and see. And not on Facebook too. Authorities also can be intimidated. And if they're intimidated, they resist. Sometimes you don't even have to write what you want to do on Facebook. Go meet each other. Don't write anything on Facebook. Form a committee. Go and meet the authorities. And you talk to them. Diplomacy. Under the table, nko alimako ndol ngamra nyinni mistake olonde nyinni mistake olo nyinni mistake olo. Why can't we do it this way and this way? You can equally achieve your objectives through that way. That is a better way. Because someday, billahi someday, some of you running on the streets will become interior ministers. Someday, some of you insulting will become inspector generals of police. Some of you shouting here will become prosecutors. Some of you here will become presidents and vice presidents and ministers and authorities in government. They will all die and they will leave the country with you and I. Because even if you are wrong, there are ways you don't want people you have authority over to treat you a certain way. Hanila swokon. Iye doma libeta uta na eneng. Ibe kamvala iba bute la kodik. We've done that several times. Ibe tamane iye doma iya lipa. Awa ninge ba wala ninge keteng ninge F. Hani to me doma is right. Your younger brother, even if the younger brother is right, but the fact that he said something that is insulting, you don't care anymore about whether he is right or wrong. You feel that you are the authority, and the way and manner in which he or she speaks to you is wrong. That is our cultures and customs. Now let's treat every case as our family cases in our houses. Again, I'm appealing. You are not always right at home. Sometimes you can boy dingo kanne. Sometimes you can kuja oke dingola. Bari kuodo bije na ya vo hanni boita. Iba butela foyafa. Yeah, you are wrong. You know you are wrong. Ikalo na kondela mfadi. Nyindini ngami nkala ndele ronda. But because I diamute nyameng, whoever is right and wrong is put aside. That is how authority is. We are a reflection of ourselves. Our governments, our authority, everything is a reflection of us in our houses and our rooms. When we understand that philosophy, we can handle our leaders, our elected officials, and those in authority in a very fine and nice way. I believe that. Funding Keulu, you can do activism. But al Facebook Saferol Bulabang, alias serious teams will form and start becoming responsible citizens. I know you are responsible, but you are trying to channel your responsibility in a very violent way. And authorities will not accept it, even if you're right. I can tell you that. And before you achieve your objective in a violent way, mojamala kumobe sola, mojamala kumobe dimila, mojamala be baramala, mojamala bitalo ptanoto, before you achieve what you want to achieve. You have a better way. Al later on have IG ya kulokono, al kana ke Facebook, al nimboro etaje, IG, ngamira ko yin arrestle is strong, luwa yin nef, abafra la haniato lonjuman. But he'll be more comfortable dealing with you that way than alena bandal kalba force la into submission. Authority bukatama onyama. Not in Africa. Alanga ojibe. Other than that, nde, I love all of you as brothers. Alanga police or respect. Nganyo respect. Again, you are my brothers. Model benyim protest dula. Wallahi, you don't know. There are oppositions there. But they are my buddies. They call me, we know everything about each other, we sleep, we do our stuff. So ngal kondongal diam ngal nimbara bake, al nimbara, al bekuo kudo, al malen so kairola. The matter is going to be solved by the grace of God. Let us take it easy. And to the people, people, temperatures were high, and alhamdulillah, we understand. Bari momo baramata al haketu, police ol fanang, ale do koleke, nal ronda fanang. That here is not the place to say that. We will deal with that because you are our institution, and Ahmad Gitteh support you 100%. 100%. I am in support of you. Ngal tendo ngal jay. Kuma fada nak namang keku. Kampal keda kumol foda minumu kampa kumodu wala nendir ko. Al be haket momo bijang. Al be mo kendo leti. All of you are very important Gambians. Everybody that is here, you are very important. You are highly respected by Gitteh. And if I say anything that is wrong, that is, abusive, I apologize to all of you. But I stand by my position that the police need to be respected. And that we need to be civil and follow the due process of the law. And let us precede violence with diplomacy. Let confrontation be our last resort, our last option. Diplomacy, dialogue be options mostly available on the table for the young people. Ngal tendu ngal jay al nimbara bak. Assalamu alaikum.